have a great show for you today. I am here with my awesome boss, Seymour.
Hey, Kate. Sean is in the green room. Is Sean in the... Sean is waiting for us in the green room. He's ready right now. Okay, we'll be quick over to him. So Sean is here. Plus, we're going to do... You got a secret word as well coming up for us, Kate, yes?
Secret word, 3 chances to win in our monthly $1,000 draw. You'll be able to just go to magfast.com/fun and enter, and maybe you'll be the winner.
Yeah, 3 extra chances to win, $1,000 value in the draw. You get to get choose your own, fantastic electronics, maybe something from Samsung, the watch, whatever, and MAGFAST chargers to boot. Also, we'd just like to mention, if you could, it's the world of social media is so crazy now. If you could TikTok us,
TikTok.
and the buttons underneath. Like us on Facebook, please. Smash the subscribe button for YouTube. Follow on Twitter, and do please connect with us on LinkedIn. I think without that, Sharon, can we bring Sean in, please?
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Sean. Oh, you're on my. Hang on, Sean's on my screen down here, so I can look.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Seymour.
Now I can look at the camera and Sean at the same time.
Oh, I forgot to say that I'm on my laptop because my camera wasn't working. And so if anyone's wondering why my picture is a little not as great as usual, that's why.
Yeah, we're just a bundle of technical excuses this week. All right. But Sean looks fabulous. Let's make no bounds about it. All right. So Sean, was it last week? I think we looked at the shots coming off the line for MAGFAST Life.
Yes.
And we said just running a few days before Life is Extreme, and you've got the footage of Extreme coming off the machines for us now, I think. Yes.
Yes, we have some fresh new footage of our first shots of Extreme.
Factory fresh footage of first shots.
Right. So much larger housing than with Life, you can see here. So it's coming off the injection machine where we inject molten plastic into our molding, and the plastic flows into all the various channels and corners of the form. And the tooling, if you remember from previous episodes, is cut out of metal, kind of like a Jello mold, so that the plastic will form into the correct shape. These very early shots are called T0. Because we want to observe the result from our tooling, and then the tooling will be fine-tuned to give us the final product.
Right. And I gave the example the other week that it's like if you're making a statue, you start with a big block and you work down close to the shape that you want underneath, and then you go very slowly and carefully over the last little bit. I imagine if you're a sculptor, which I'm not, but these guys are, right? I mean, they truly are, technical artists in the work that they do.
That's right. They use computer-controlled devices to make very precision cuts. But yes, there is definitely a skill and some art to this, because the plastic sometimes will do things you don't want it to do as it cools. And with enough experience, you can mitigate that with the correct tooling.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was actually going to ask you a bit about. Can you just talk to that for a second? So the plastic flows in. Yeah. But it flows in. I mean, on a tool the size of this for Extreme, how many kind of injection points? If you don't know, just would you estimate? I mean, is it like 14 points or 2 or 100? What would it be?
It does vary, and I don't know exactly how many we're doing here, but typically it's about controlling the flow of the plastic, and so they'll do as few as possible. But then there are various channels and so that the plastic can flow to the correct locations, and then the cooling is controlled that way as well.
Most of us have, don't you, Kate? If you look around your house, I'm sure you've got a bunch of injection molded things. We all do. Or, by the way, we have. But just can I say this? So occasionally, I have like a little bugbear thing that comes along, and I just have to get it out in one of these. We have, Kate, in customer service. You occasionally get things like. Well, are you making this over there? By which they mean, are you making this in China? And well, in that case, I'm not. I promise you, anybody in North America, if you look around your house, you've got thousands of things in your house most of them were made over there. It's just the way that it is. And I've said this before, Sean. You would agree. Logistically, it's a pain in the pajunta doing it overseas in China. We would switch to local manufacturing like that if there was the infrastructure, if everything was in place, even to do it, let alone to do it in a cost-effective way.
Sorry to interrupt, but you can do injection molding locally, but we have to rely on an entire supply chain of components and sub-assemblies, and so it just makes sense to do it this way.
Yes, sorry, Sean. I had my bugbear was expanded to kind of the whole of the manufacturing thing, not just to the injection, but the prices of the materials are important as well as they design the tool right, because you're trying to have structural strength and rigidity. Minimal material use, but then if you make if you make it too thin, especially if you get your flow wrong, you can kind of see it on more cheaply made items, right? You can see you can kind of see the surface isn't completely smooth, right? Yeah,
you can see inconsistencies and shadowing and that type of thing, and that this would not be acceptable for MAGFAST.
Yeah, absolutely not. Well, as I said before, we're making these tools with a capacity of 1 million. This tool we're looking at now, bring it back on the screen, please, Sharon. The tool we're looking at now is being built to have a capacity of 1 million MAGFAST extremes.
Yes, we're using the best quality steel and techniques in creating the tooling, so that every time you use the tooling, there's a little bit of wear. But with this quality that we're using, we'll get over 1 million injections. Before that would be a million
injections. And
sorry, I was gonna say, so sorry if I'm a little slow here, but this machine right here, that's the tool. That's like what we're building, or?
Well, this is a plastic injection machine, and they can interchange different tools in and out of it to create different parts. And so right now they have the mold for extreme in there. Once they're done with that, they could take out extreme and put the life mold in and make parts for life.
Okay.
And Sean sort of said it, pop a different tool in. I think this is more like getting an engine in and out of a Corvette, isn't it? I mean, these things are incredibly heavy. They're right. This isn't something that a guy picks up and pops in, right? They have to be maneuvered into position.
Right. So in these facilities, they'll have cranes overhead to move the heavier pieces, and so they have the right equipment to move these pieces around pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right. Do we have another film? By the way, Sharon, I love the way that you're repeating the film like they do on cable television, while the people are talking, the film runs several times over. It's fantastic. So let's get the can we grab the other film up, please?
So here's some close-ups of the housing for extreme.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This one's very short, so we need to put this one on a heavily repeating loop. Please.
And as he turns it over, you'll see a bit of discoloration. Again, these are very early first shots, and so beauty is not the goal. It's more technical, more of a technical study to see how we did in the tooling. So the plastics are not the final version. So you'll see some differences in color and some discoloration here or there. That's okay.
Okay.
Yep. Something I noticed as he's handling it, because I'm used to handling a kind of a complete model. It looks very kind of light in his hand because the shell is light, right? He's flipping it over like so.
That's right.
One of the things that we've been kind of as we've done packaging in recent weeks, as we've been putting the sort of the packaging and the product together for the first time. This thing, Extreme, well, all of them, but Extreme just feels sort of magnificent in your hand, and there's the beautiful action. The box lid comes off, Extreme comes out, and it has this really lovely kind of balance and weight to it, which when we finally get this thing into your hands, I really think you're going to love. Are there any more films to show, or is it just that for Extreme?
I just have this for today.
Okay. Well, they're terrific.
Yes,
Get us all the footage you can, please, Sean, because it's always thrilling. And Kate, feedback after we show these films is always fantastic, right? From folks watching, yeah.
Yes, people love it. I love it. I want to see all the films too. So please.
More to come. You do.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. It's always fantastic having you here. And I know you're kind of super busy, especially with everything that's going on in the global supply chain at the moment. So thank you for breaking out for a few minutes to join us. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.
That is Sean Herzinger, lead engineer for P3 and for us, and has been just doing right by me for 7 years now, I think, and MAGFAST for the last 4. So thank you so much, Sean. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Kate, do you have a secret word for us, please?
Yes, I do. It is, since we talked about extreme today, the secret word is jumpstart. One word.
Yes, extreme is so powerful. It can jumpstart your car with the optional accessories, the jumper cables. That you could see it actually when he was turning it around. It's a little difficult to interpret without on the screen. Maybe Sharon, can we bring it up, the shot where the gentleman is holding it up to the camera and we're looking at the end? Is it possible to bring that up again? Here, super. And as it rotates around, oops, if we can stop there. Go back a little bit. There we go. So working from the left, I'll tell you what these I will tell you what these holes are. All right. So working from the left, the very leftmost hole is one of the magnets. Okay. Then you've got 2 USB-A's. The photographs we show you are normally actually the other way around. So this is actually kind of upside down. But anyway, so you got over on the left, you got the top and the 2 little rings, top and bottom. Those are MAGFAST connections, right? The electrical connections. Magnet in between them. Then you've got 2 USB-A's, right? Next one along, 2 standing there like kind of soldiers standing next to each other. Then right in the middle, top and bottom, you've got the larger magnets going there. You barely even see the magnets once they're in, because they're white. The enclosure is white and they're very tightly fitted. But that piece in the middle there is where the 12-volt jumper cable system is going to go in. Okay. Whenever we talk about the 12 volts, we say, great power, great responsibility. It's going to have 2 layers of safety. Most of the other guys only have 1. We're going to have 2 layers of insulation. You keep them in place. You only take them off when you're using it with the jumpstart cables, because it's a direct connection to the battery, which is necessary to do the jumpstart thing. And then carrying on over to the right, we've got a USB-C with PD power delivery. Then you've got your micro, because everyone has a micro lying around the house. Micro lying around the house, so everyone's got one. So you can always charge with the stuff you've already got. I'm very proud, by the way, of that decision we made, Kate, because you can take it off the screen now, Sharon. Thank you. I'm very proud of the early decision we made, which is it's ridiculous to be junking up the world with more power bricks and more cables. Everybody has power bricks and cables. Yeah. Right. So all of our chargers are designed to be charged with stuff you've already got, and charged even better when you combine it with MAGFAST Wall or one of our other chargers. And this makes a huge difference to cost, to the supply chain, and to how much ultimately your money is being spent on junking up your home with. So I'm very pleased with that decision. And guess who's followed suit now? Apple and Samsung, right? In their latest releases, they're not.
But you did it first.
I think we mentioned this the other week. I just heard that Samsung have dropped, because of all these problems in the global supply chain, Samsung have just dropped one of their year models. They skipped a whole year model, apparently, just because of these challenges. So it's a serious problem. I think I've been digressing for 5 minutes now. We were talking about the... Yes, we were talking about this week's secret word. What do you do? How do you enter the secret word, Kate, for a chance to win a $1,000 prize? You go to magfast.com/fun, and you will click on this month's prize drawing. And you go in and you can enter the secret word, and there's other chances to enter also if you haven't done that already. You can also, if you missed last week or the week before, you can enter those secret words as well if you've watched those upgrades. As long as you're in the same month. Yes. Yes. As long as you're in the same month, you can catch up by watching a previous one. All right, let's wrap it up there. I think that's all of it, isn't it, Kate? Yes, it is. Thank you. All right, get your cameras fixed, please, dear, and we'll see you next week. Okay. Thanks for helping us with changing charging for good.